So I'll share with you a couple things. And this is what's really cool. Let's do this. So
In
um
essence, though, from what you're saying, just to kind of wrap part of that up, is that the feeder starts losing spend, or the spend ratio starts to slow down, or attribution starts to slow down.
so what's interesting about this is if we look at these registrations start to go down, this is like your add to carts. If you have add to carts on a fairly decent audience, it's okay. It's not great, but you have a bunch of add to carts that eventually just lead to a purchase. And then you build a new campaign that's actually taking them from add to carts all the way through to the end of a sale. And if they're the same audience, then essentially what ends up happening is these four campaigns start to get more add to carts here than what the previous campaign used to do. So it says, hey, these new campaigns are doing a better job with scalable ad spend at converting the users into here. So it's a 50-50. Remember the 50-50 warm and
I
50-50
see.
cold? So the
Yep.
50 that actually came to the site, this old campaign tried to remarket and converted them and failed
So this is
because
kind of a reverse of what we were saying previously.
exactly. And that's only because I'm taking the attribution setting and I'm allowing them to kind of have full, complete and control. And if I scale it up hard, I can outpace my main campaign. So I can actually take the main campaign and say, hey, you know what? Just wither and die. Like you can just sit there and just take your add to carts and slowly fade into the oblivion. We don't need you anymore. I built a better, newer you. So I'm
Which is
gonna
all in one, pretty much, is what you're saying. You're
yeah,
going after the last event, so it's already optimizing towards the add to cart event because it's already going for the last event. And now time has passed long enough to where it's already built a funnel. So this is really just your core campaign.
yep. And I'm actually increasing the rate of add to carts and begin checkouts here that are faster than this.
Yeah,
So
because the
because the
audience is carrying over and it's optimizing towards the bottom of funnel action. But my question with that is, those are all different products though, or are those um
what do you say those? Which one are you talking
the
about? Sorry.
campaigns that you have in the square on the left?
These?
Yeah, those. How are those? Like, why are those segmented out?
Well, this actually here was for GLPs, TRTs, and clomiphene.
Okay, so that's product segmentation. Got it. So
Yep.
reverse feeder using sort of like, I guess you can say, an add to cart action to build up the audience to make sure that it's cold, and then eventually push into the bottom of funnel action. It's more of like a lead gen style of doing it then.
Yeah, so
Um,
this was lead gen. They have a sales team, like a 10-person sales team
okay,
that literally does
gotcha.
nothing but has 300 to 400 leads a day.
Yeah,
And then they literally just have to call 400 leads every single day and try to manually close them. This
yeah,
campaign here drives them to the same page, but instead of having to go through a whole sales team, it just walks them right through the completion, takes their credit card.
right. Got it.
Mhm.
Oh, I
So
love this
we
stuff. Okay, that makes sense. So
uh-huh.
lead gen's just the reverse. Essentially, lead gen's just the reverse of it. You're just working from top to bottom,
Yep.
which is literally what I'm doing in another account. I just didn't understand the splits of those. So like I didn't just understand why it was all those campaigns versus two. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yep. And so now
So
what's
warming
funny
up
is
based on the action and then moving into the bottom of funnel. Got it.
yep. And the sticky pixel says, we're sorry, old campaign. You're just not cutting anymore. These new ones are doing better. So we're going to take your user base. We're deduping them now from you.
Yeah. It's
So
so much easier to track audiences now. Oh my God.
yep.
I
And
just
so,
realized that.
and what's cool about this is now that I'm actually making more, if you look at the website registrations here completed 2, now that went up to 10. So plus 8. Let's just do a quick like math thing. Okay. So we got 8 plus, and then we're going from this one here, which is website completed 2. And then this one's now register completed 20. So we got 18 more. So plus 18. Okay. Now let's go over here. This one has 5 registrations completed. And now this registration completed is 8. So we got 3 more there. So plus 3. Okay. And then let's go here. This one had registrations completed 12. This one now has 22. Okay. So that's plus 10 there. Okay, then we lost 16, so minus 16. We gained 23 registrations. Well, we gained 23 registrations, which means these registrations are about $21. So you times that by $21 each, and we basically have $483 in additional registrations. We spent $990. So we didn't really hurt the main campaign. We just essentially added $500 more worth of registrations and got 23 more registrations. So it's still moving up. The effect of that at the top line, though, that cannot be tracked in here is this is 2 days ago. Since launching these feeders, total revenue went from 240 to 290. Is that 19% increase? New revenue went from 38 grand to 52 grand, a 35% increase in new revenue. Return revenue increased, but only 16%. Total orders 544 to 700. First time hitting 700 combined orders in a week ever. The leads that are being pumped out from the sales team that was in this campaign here. Now these campaigns, see how we're transitioning out of leads from this campaign and transitioning into leads in these campaigns, because that's the natural progression of a sale. You have to go and begin your checkout, add an item to the cart, register to talk to a doctor and all the other stuff. We're starting to see more registrations coming from the new campaigns. What is the effect? Well, your sales team's conversion rate went from 7 to 10. So you literally now have a 10% conversion rate on the leads from the old campaign, because these new ones with the new creative with 40% hook rates are doing a way better job at educating them, because this one used to be the, hey, we have TRT and we're cheap. So now our conversion rates are now back to double digits. Spend versus revenue is actually down 3%, first time below 20% since summer. And now our NCAC is back in the 222 range, which is including all the contract labor costs and everything else. So now our sales or leads over time are averaging close to the 400 range, which is really good, where we used to get about 310, 320. So for basically, if we look at like the last week, because we've been measuring week over week, for $2,600, we gained, I don't know, was that 38, 48, 50, $16,000 in new revenue for $2,000. And we did this very, very close and basically increased our conversion rate 30% and brought new orders up 30% for 5% change.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So the top line,
it's just
again,
pure algorithm efficiency.
Exactly. And all we did is we took a $48,000 campaign and we kept it a $48,000 campaign. It's only changed 0.84%. But by adding in another basically 4% in a different way using feeders, we increased this thing by, we're hitting records we haven't hit ever. So now, if you look at this one here, it's, things are so expensive. I don't give a shit about CPA. CPA is irrelevant. It does not matter. Get rid of CPA. It is spend and top line, and what are you spending on? That is CPA is CPA is now like likes and comments on your ad. That's how I treat them.
Yeah.
It's dog shit. It's useless. It's worthless. You can't grow businesses by Meta telling you your marketing tool should not be your attribution tool. Jesus.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think to bring this full circle, because I think this is hilarious, it's just the reverse, is so now, once you have this figured out, are you eventually going to build out a core campaign that would be geared towards the AOS new purchase to house everything then?
Actually, this is going to be what I'm moving forward with. I'm going to have a catch-all, and then I'm going to have these three.
Oh, that's the catch-all. So you already have a catch-all in there.
Yep, have a catch-all, which is going to catch, 43%. So that's the
core then.
Yeah, this is now the new core. So this is the new core, and then these are the three individual feeders. The old one is this prospecting for complete registration. And so this thing can spend the same and do 8% worse, and we hit records.
Yeah.
So yes, let's oh, you lost 221 leads this week. No, we hit records. So that's the difference between the results column that people may look too harsh at. But what did we actually do? Well, we had a high amount of spend on mediocre leads, and we just talked to these people in a much better creative, focusing on the Andromeda framework, using feeders with hook rates. So it's essentially every single thing that we've been teaching here for like the last 3 weeks in action with 50 G's a week in ad spend, proven yet again. This shit works.
I love it. So we got going from the bottom up and then the top down. Feeder works both ways.
Hey, if you like this video, we have a Skool Community where we have a few hundred members and we cover topics, everything from the basics to all the way to the like hyper crazy advanced stuff that's like coming out next month. So a few hundred members there. We go live twice a week, something with an hour-long education about something that is very relevant to the community that week, plus a weekly Q&A where you just get to come and bring us all of your problems and we solve them one at a time.
So I have a link below in the description if you want to join. And then obviously if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we can answer those for you. And we'll see you in there.